This year marks the 50th anniversary of Beatlemania beginning to sweep the world, and there's no better time to visit the English city of Liverpool, where it all started, and travel expert and novelist Kristin Harmel is here to tell us how. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
All right, tell us a little bit about Liverpool.
Okay, now I had always thought of Liverpool as kind of just a place you would go if you were interested in seeing the Beatles' history.
Right.
And while that's certainly there, there's so much more as well. They have the 5th largest cathedral in the world, which is also the largest cathedral in England. They have more museums and national galleries than any other UK city outside of London.
Wow,
it's been voted a few times the friendliest city in the UK. So the people there are just very nice and welcoming. It's just a beautiful city that's really kind of coming up. It's right on the river. There's a lot to do, lots of shopping, lots of dining. Great place to be.
All right, so what is there to do as the anniversary of the Beatlemania approaches?
Okay, well, ideally you would fly into London and then take a 2-hour train ride up to Liverpool.
Okay.
Which would have you arriving, it's very easy, would have you arriving probably like late afternoon, early evening. I would start off with a show at the Cavern Club. It's actually where the Beatles were discovered and kind of the place that's associated with them the most, sort of in the public eye, I think. There's music there 7 days a week, but on Thursdays and Saturdays specifically, you can catch one of the best Beatles tribute bands in the world.
Oh, how cool.
The Cavern Club Beatles, and it really feels like you're watching the Beatles circa 1961, 62. It's absolutely incredible.
That is so cool for people who maybe never got a chance to see them perform.
Completely,
You know? You get a feel for it. It's not the same
It's like
thing,
going back in time. It's great.
Yeah. Now, what about, are there any cool hotels to stay at?
One of the coolest hotels I have ever stayed at. It is called the Hard Day's Night Hotel.
Oh my gosh,
which of course is named after a Beatles song.
Yeah.
It is the world's only Beatles-themed hotel.
Yeah, look at, there's the pictures of them in the hotel room.
It is absolutely amazing. But it's a beautiful, very tasteful place. So even if you're not a huge Beatles fan, it's still a wonderful place to stay.
Right.
While you're in town, I would certainly take the Magical Mystery Tour.
Oh my gosh, so fun.
It's incredible. The bus is so cool looking. And it basically takes you all around Liverpool. You get to see the boyhood homes of all 4 Beatles.
Wow.
You get to see the church where John and Paul actually met. So, you know, the place where history was really made.
Incredible.
And you also get to see Strawberry Field and Penny Lane, where there really is a shelter in the middle of the roundabout, just like the song says.
That is so amazing. So great for someone who's like a super Beatles fan. Now, are there any other Beatles spots in town?
There is. My absolute favorite place, well, there is a place called the Beatles Story. It's a wonderful museum. But my favorite Beatles place, it's called the Casbah Coffee Club.
Oh my gosh.
It is actually where the Beatles got their start 18 months before they first played at the Cavern Club.
Interesting.
It is still owned by former Beatle Pete Best. He was, of course, their drummer before Ringo came along.
Right.
And it's his brothers that give you the tour. So they have these amazing anecdotes, these things that you've never heard before, and all this amazing memorabilia, things painted on the walls that the Beatles did themselves. Incredible.
That's really cool. You get that really personal connection to the Beatles.
So cool.
That's awesome. And there's other stuff to do there as well, right?
There are lots of museums. There's the cathedral. There's lots of dining, shopping, a million things to do in Liverpool.
So that's great. You get a little bit of both. A little Beatles, a little just general Liverpool. Awesome.
It's just a great city, beautiful. And you can actually take the Ferry Across the Mersey tour for a wonderful view of the city. You can have high tea at Panoramic 34,
Very cool.
overlooking the city. Incredible.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kristin.
For having me.
We will, of course, link you to all of this on our website, lifeloveshopping.com.